Oh my God. Oh my God. We're going to do an hour-long stream today now because I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. It is the most embarrassing thing ever. It is the most embarrassing thing ever. It is like it is one of the most embarrassing things ever. What has just happened with Dijonai? And I'm going to go live now because I want to talk about this topic. I'm going to talk about the Caitlin Clark suspension. I'm going to talk about the reaction to it. Like to act like, oh, so nothing happened to Sophie, man. Sophie bust her mouth. Like, it is what it is. I got to be very honest. We got 23 people here. I'm going to talk about it in this video. First of all, we're going to talk just one topic here. And I feel like Dijonai Carrington, I don't know if this is too harsh a way of describing it, but I do feel like she is almost a stain on the league. There is no player that has caused more shit for the league, not named Sophie Cunningham, than Dijonai Carrington. It's as simple as that. And I think everybody understands that with Sophie Cunningham, she does stir shit. She does stir shit. And if we're being real here, it is the worst part about this is that Sophie clearly knows what she's done and she's willing to admit it. She even came out after today to say, well, yeah, I took someone down last year. I got ejected. It is what it is. Dijonai Carrington saw the headlines. She saw the ability to sell shoes. She saw she's going to have a brand new... Angel Reese is going to go and probably tweet out something positive about Dijonai Carrington at some stage or something anti-fever. They're going to rally beside Dijonai, around Dijonai. You just know they are. And I'm not saying they by the player base as a whole, but you know the group of them. You know the group of them that have made their entire identity being anti-Caitlin Clark, anti-Indiana Fever. And it's such a pity as well. Especially for me anyway, with it's such a pity, especially whatever with these. Dijonai's not good enough. She's just getting in the thing. She's just getting she's just getting her name out there. But at the end of the day, it is for me, I hate the fact that Angel Reese stoops to this low because she has fans of her own. She has fans of her own. And I'm not saying this scenario, but you just know she is. Dijonai gets into shit with Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese goes and gets her signed with Reebok. Has her on the podcast. And you just know. You just fucking know there are a certain group of players that are going to defend Dijonai right now. Dijonai Carrington. And by the way, Dijonai Carrington took down a player. It is what it is. It happens. It's a clear flagrant foul. It's a clear flagrant 2. And I said this. I tweeted out. I tweeted out as it happened. Obvious flagrant 2. Obviously intentional. I wonder how long it's going to take for Dijonai to come on Twitter and blame the Indiana Fever fans or demand Caitlin apologizes. During the game, she tweeted out and accused the referees of being racist. You're saying Angel didn't do anything? No, but I'm just saying the general group of players that have hitched a lot of their who almost go out of their way to be anti-Caitlin. And Angel is in that group of players we are talking about. And we saw it as a rookie. Angel Reese wearing villain sneakers playing as Caitlin Clark and it smacks Caitlin Clark in the head. I fully don't believe the Angel Reese one was intentional. I fully don't. But there are some times where you're like, okay, do you want to make yourself the villain of a story? Or do you want to be a top 10 player in the world, which at this point in time, I think Angel Reese might be. And we're seeing her move away from that. But we're seeing Dijonai go right back into that. We're going to make sure that I went and took somebody out. I tried to hurt another player. So I'm going to go and call somebody. I'm going to make sure that the referees are accused of being racist. I'm going to accuse the referees of being racist on the way out. And by the way, this is the worst thing Dijonai did in that scenario. She got chucked. I don't know why she went after Sophie Cunningham, but she went after Sophie Cunningham. We can have whatever the reasons are for it. Like, did Sophie do something to Dijonai? I don't have a clue. From my perspective, my guess is that she saw the headlines. She saw how much support she would get for taking out Sophie, just like Kiki Iriafen did. That she was going to get all the hype Kiki Iriafen did when Kiki Iriafen suplex Sophie Cunningham. And that's what my theory for why she did it. But like, it's so clear. Sophie's running in an open layup, and she sprinted so that she could take out Sophie's head. Like, it's not a hard foul. People are like, oh, this is a hard foul, nothing happens. No, this was a stonewall. She was trying to aura farm by taking out Sophie Cunningham. She does it all the time. Like, every single time. Like, she tries to go constantly, and like, she'll try to make defensive plays on certain players so she can do her seatbelt shit. Like, she just tries to aura farm. Like, it is what it is. Dijonai Carrington, and I said this a year ago, by the way. Like, I think the Connecticut Sun player that, the Connecticut Sun Dijonai Carrington is not a player anymore. We saw it when she was yanking Sarah Ashley Barker down by the ponytail last year. It feels like she's, for lack of a better way of describing it, like, she probably thought that her popularity only came from notoriety in 2024. So she's trying to chase that aura farming. And like, I up to this point have said Dijonai is the most reckless player in the WNBA. Like, I think calling somebody dirty is claiming there's intent to it. But like, there are too many instances of she's either the most reckless player in history or an incredibly dirty player. And it's gotten so bad, her recklessness, that it doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, it really, really does not matter in any way. Like, she's trying to be the villain. She's trying to take over that villain role that was Angel Reese. And like, it seems like she doesn't fully want to give up that role again. And yes, Angel Reese has done nothing here. She has done nothing. And we are not putting them together at this point in time. But let's be very clear. When Dijonai was doing all this shit in 2024 before she got injured, when Dijonai was doing all this shit, she was getting shoe deals with Angel. Like, she was there on Angel Park. She was being hitched as Angel Reese's teammate in the anti-Caitlin Clark sphere. So, and that's something that you never want to be. You never want to be seen as anti another player. And in this as well, like, is this a threat? Like, I'm not joking when I say this. Is this a threat? Like, is this a threat? Putting in the date of the next game. Like, I think this is just embarrassing. The whole thing is embarrassing. Like, these posts are really, really hard to defend. They're so hard to defend. Like, is this a threat? Because after this tweet, if anything happens to an Indiana Fever player by a Chicago Sky player, you will go back to this tweet and say they went out and retaliated. They went out to go for the Fever. And at that stage, like if, for example, Dijonai tweets this and any Fever player gets cheap shotted by a Sky player on the 23rd, do you kick the Sky out of the league? Because this tweet can be looked back on as, if anything happens in this game, as this was a team-wide or person-wide intent to harm another player or another team, or players on another team. If anything does happen, I don't know what this tweet is, it's just a date. But if something does happen, you look back on that as a threat, which is a out of the league moment, which is a you could kick the Sky out of the league. It will be that serious if something happens in this game after what Dijonai has tweeted. It is embarrassing. It really, really is embarrassing. And we got to be very clear here. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to get to 61.2K, but I think every one of you guys will agree with this. Dijonai needs to be suspended. And not for the foul. I don't believe Dijonai Carrington's foul was suspension worthy. I think it was flagrant 2 worthy, obviously flagrant 2 worthy. Based on the WNBA's really, really, really relaxed rules on suspensions. It isn't a suspension if it's in the NBA. Duh. Obviously, it's a suspension if it's in the NBA. But I'm sorry. In the WNBA, it is that's flagrant 2. The fact they called it a flagrant 2 is shocking. I thought they were going to call it a flagrant 1. But it's clearly so obviously a flagrant 2. She makes no attempt at going for the ball here. She's not even close to the ball. And even if she gets the ball, she closes her elbow and drags her down by the head. She clotheslines her by the head. It is so obviously. It is, even if it's, it looks so obviously intentional. Even if it's not intentional, it is so reckless that it's a flagrant 2. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Unless she came out and said, basically tweeted out, I did that shit. You can't suspend her based on intent. You can't suspend her based on intent because unless she comes out and says it, we can't read minds. That being said, Dijonai Carrington should be ejected. This is a minimum of suspension. You have accused referees of being basically of discriminating against you racially on behalf of another player and another team. And then tweeted out this, which by all accounts is a date. But a lot of people are interpreting it as a threat. And I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far as to say that because we don't know. It might just be I'm ready to come back. It is it's one of those things where she has got what she wanted as well, by the way. Because Dijonai Carrington has now suddenly got a whole bunch more fans because she knew that. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. And this is a suspension worthy. I'm sorry, if Draymond Green, when he punched Yusuf Nurkic, implied the referees only threw him out because of race. I didn't see a video calling Soviet suspended when she fouled JC Sheldon. It's a hard foul. She got ejected. Move on. This is what she should be suspended for. You can't do this. You cannot accuse a refereeing team of being racist. You can't. Maybe in this weird WNBA world you can. You cannot publicly do this. On a human level, you can't. These referees are going to be stained with this accusation. You can't. On a human level, you can't. You cannot go and do that. And you cannot tweet whatever. You definitely can't tweet this. You definitely cannot tweet this. if something happens in this game, or if Dijonai does anything in this game, Dijonai's done. Like, as in, this is a 20-game suspension if Dijonai does anything. Because if Dijonai does anything on the 23rd, this will be looked at back on as a threat. She's done. Like, this is Ja Morant type, you're a fucking idiot for posting on social media. If she does anything in the next game, she's done. Like, she's gonzo. Like, it is a freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. It doesn't. And look, she's absolutely deserves to be suspended. It is as simple as that. Like, and there is so much of a pattern as well of Dijonai Carrington's reckless play that this is, again, this is one of those things where, is it a Draymond where the punishment is worse because of the history of it? Like, this is, she can say whatever the hell she wants. As a league, you cannot allow this. You can't. You absolutely can't. Because it makes your league look bad. It does. Any reasonable person that sees a player clothesline somebody, get ejected, and tweet out white privilege, it makes your league look like a joke. It does. She has brought this league into more disrepute than anything said by any player over the last 2 years not named Sophie Cunningham. Like, and the problem is that this is directly going at people in your league. This isn't a blanket statement. This is accusing a player of getting preferential treatment by referees because of their race. On behalf of the WNBA, if you are not going to defend one of your members in Sophie Cunningham for this, then it is awful. Like, that is really bad by the PA. And for the PA, if you, or not even the PA doesn't have to do anything about the refs, but for the league perspective, I don't know if the refs have a union. Like, there has to be consequences to this. There has to be. Like, you cannot do this. On a human level, you can't. You just can't. Like, I'm sorry. What happens now if, what happens now if, I don't know, a player like a Caitlin Clark or a Sophie if they came out and said that they were getting attacked because of their race? I haven't said that, they haven't said, they would never say that. But if they ever did, or if they were saying they were being treated worse by referees because of the race, they would be suspended. It is as simple as that. They would be suspended. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sophie Cunningham, the Sports Illustrated say Sophie Cunningham karma. Yeah. Sophie Cunningham karma. At the end of the day, she got taken down, she hit somebody. It is, like, what karma? In what karma does JC Sheldon cheap-shotting her, breaking her tooth, and cheap-shotting Caitlin Clark, and then Sophie Cunningham retaliating because Caitlin Clark's not on the floor? In what way is Dijonai Carrington related to that? In what way is that karma? Actually, no. JC Sheldon's on Dijonai's team, I guess. Maybe it is retaliation to retaliation. In fairness, maybe it is. But Dijonai wasn't even on the court last time it happened. But like, this has to be if this isn't a 1 game suspension. Ironically, what the league should do is suspend her for the 23rd game. Like, they won't do it. You can't, because there's no way proving this is a threat. Like, you can't go out there and prove this is a threat. And for Sophie Cunningham, whatever you do, don't do anything to Dijonai, please. For your own sake. Like, you're already most popular player in this league in the general public outside of Caitlin Clark. Whatever you do, don't do anything to Dijonai. Please don't, Sophie. Please don't. I don't care if it's retaliation. Please don't. You're not doing anything other than stirring shit at this stage. But like the WNBA have to. They don't have a choice. Like if they don't suspend Dijonai for this, no one can ever take this league seriously again. And Dijonai, to be honest, if you're Dijonai, you probably want a suspension. Your team's terrible. You're getting paid. You stole a contract off them to play 10 games for $600K. You're making the most money per game of any player in this league, basically. And she's making the most per game of any player in the league. And not only that, she what was I going to say? She knows that the greater the punishment is going to be, the greater her paycheck is going to be when those anti-Caitlin Clark brands start coming in and that social media following is in. She knows. She knows that the more the WNBA go at her, the more she's a martyr. So the WNBA have suspended her, and if you're Dijonai, you probably want to be suspended because then you can cry victim even more and make some more of that money, which you see that she was aura farming. She knew what she was doing. But we got to talk about the Stephanie White situation. And talking about the Stephanie White situation, like, I have been very vocally against Stephanie White. I've been very, very vocally against Stephanie White here this season. And I do understand why a lot of people are going mad at Stephanie White here. And her comments are nonsense here. But you know who else I think doesn't believe what Stephanie White is saying right here? Stephanie White. Someone said 80s and 90s NBA had hard fouls like this and didn't hurt the league. And not once have I said that Dijonai is harming the league by a hard foul. Dijonai is harming the league because of this tweet. Because of these posts. That is what's harming the league. Nothing to do with the hard fouls. Hard fouls happen. It's basketball. It's a flagrant 2. But she's going to compete. I'm not even going to play it. She's going to compete. No one's going to walk in for an easy layup, so I don't oppose the hard foul. Stephanie White said this. We all heard what Sophie Cunningham said. Why would Stephanie White throw gasoline on the flames? Like, we all know that Stephanie White, when Sophie Cunningham got JC Sheldon, that Stephanie White went and when she went and celebrated that, being like, yeah, way to make sure we're not getting punked. I don't think people really get it. Stephanie White is a snake oil saleswoman. She is a snake oil saleswoman. Nothing she says publicly is her opinions. And it's one of the reasons why I get so angry at Caitlin Clark or at Stephanie White as our coach. But by all accounts, nothing that she says is true. Stephanie White is a liar and should not be trusted, even in this scenario. The last thing Stephanie White wants to do is double and triple team this. Double and triple teaming, or say doubling and tripling down on all of these things. Because obviously, Caitlin's reaction to here is like they all know Stephanie White is saying this shit publicly and they don't believe it. Stephanie White doesn't believe it. They all know that. They really do. And maybe this is one of those things where, okay, this might be too far and it might be an issue. Stephanie White walked onto the court and stared down Dijonai right after this happened. She walked onto the court and stared down Dijonai. She knew what Dijonai did. Everybody knows what Dijonai did. She was the original coach of Dijonai. She was there for the eye poke. She was there for some of the other things. She knows what's intentional and what isn't. She knows. Stephanie White is not trying to throw gasoline on the flames. Just like the Alyssa Thomas situation, as annoying as it is, and I understand every single fan why they're pissed. I fully understand. I fully understand. And I think that every single fan is right, especially when Dijonai is doing crap like this. And by the way, if you guys don't know, this was all during the game, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. Like, she's actually not allowed to tweet during a game. You're not allowed to have your phone if you've been ejected. That alone is going to be a suspension. But, like, there's nothing to be, like, maybe, again, Caitlin or Stephanie White this might have been a bit too far. Maybe the players, this was the one situation where the players are like, look, you can't have the diplomatic approach here. Like, she went after one of our players. You've got to protect her. And in that scenario, this is a conversation the team have by themselves. But, like, if you don't think that Stephanie White didn't go in at halftime or at the end of the first quarter and try to use that intentional hit by Dijonai Carrington to motivate the team, then, like, it is, like, you're just delusional. Because we saw her reaction in real time. We saw her reaction. There is a big difference between that reaction and someone who thinks that it's nothing. If Stephanie White thought that it was a good play on the ball, she does not walk out on the court and stare down her former player. She doesn't do that. And we all gotta just calm down in this scenario. And look, would I much rather Stephanie White publicly support her players? Yes. Is it annoying when she doesn't do it? Yes. But these are tough situations to navigate because this is going to be the news cycle for a week. Like, this is going to be first thing on First Take again. Like, First Take is suddenly going to have WNBA coverage again. And Stephen A. Smith, who said Caitlin needs to apologize for all people getting hate. Like, it's one of these things. I am not one of these people that is going to defend Stephanie White that often. In this scenario, because if we did not see how Steph reacted in real time, what is there to be gained by Stephanie White saying, after what Sophie Cunningham said, Stephanie White saying that what Dijonai Carrington did was intentional? We saw what happened when she did that with Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas. It didn't help anyone. It didn't help anyone. It didn't help Caitlin Clark. It didn't help the Fever. Nothing. When she actually went and called it a cheap shot, it didn't help anyone. And part of Stephanie White's job is to control the circus around the Indiana Fever. And in this scenario, the last time a player got cheap shotted like this, she went with the nuclear approach. She went and called it out as is to defend that player. It was a disaster. It was an unmitigated disaster. So she's gone at it with a different approach. You better believe if she is saying this to the players, we might as well give up on the Indiana Fever right now, because if she's saying this, she's lost the locker room. If she's saying this, she's lost the locker room. There's no point even having conversations about the Fever anymore. Because if this is what she's saying to the players and not just saying it publicly, thank you for the $1. $2. Can we resurrect Davis Stern? I wish. But in this scenario here, if this is what she's saying to the players, it's over. This is a losing the locker room situation. I don't think it is. No coach is dumb enough to lose the locker room to defend Dijonai Carrington. They're just not. But, like, privately. They're just not. Like, Stephanie White wasn't celebrating Sophie Cunningham publicly, but privately she was last year. Like, you don't punk players and get away with it. At the end of the day, like, Stephanie White's job, part of her job is to navigate the circus. And if we didn't see Stephanie White coming up to Dijonai, walking onto the floor after the altercation for the first time we've ever seen that happen, and give Dijonai a death stare, I would be equally on the anti-Stephanie White bandwagon here, because if this is what she is saying publicly, fire her immediately. Sorry, privately. If this is what she is saying to the team, that it wasn't intentional and it was a good play on the ball, and which means she disagrees with what Sophie said and that she thinks Sophie's is overreacting. If this is what she is saying privately to the team, fire her today. I don't think it is. I really, really, really don't think it is. So yeah, that is that. CC me put her hand on her face. Hell yeah. Caitlin Clark doesn't want to hear this shit. Even if she knows why, she doesn't want to hear this shit. But yeah, it's a this is a funny one we gotta talk about here though as well. And I want to talk about this as a topic because am I okay? Am I okay? Yeah. So I really want to talk about this as a topic because for me, this kind of got like all around, like overall, this got blown way out of proportion to the extent that, thank you so much for $10. DJ's already targeted A23. Do you expect problems during the game? Yes, I do. I don't think Caitlin should play the game. I think she should go and get herself suspended for that game. And it means she needs 2 more techs for a suspension. She gets a leeway of 1 more tech, and she's going to get 1 by the end of the year. Go get suspended for that game. Go get suspended for that one. But hilariously, with all of this that's been going on and everything being blown out of proportion, we missed one of the better games of Caitlin's career. We legitimately missed one of the better games of her career. I actually don't. I don't know how Caitlin keeps getting better, but she kind of does. Like, this shot here on JC is crazy. That pullback is crazy. And then again, she got hacked by Dijonai there. Finds KK Timpson. Boom. Easy layup. Drives in. Dijonai's there. Oh. Dijonai, and by the way, the funniest thing about that play is that Dijonai, she comes off a screen. She doesn't do anything to Dijonai. As in, she is not between this. There is about this much distance between her and Dijonai at all times. There's no contact made from Dijonai to Caitlin or Caitlin to Dijonai. And Dijonai's complaining about push-offs. Caitlin went nowhere near her. But even still here, this was a crazy good game. This was like that is mad. Like, that is such a tough shot to shoot. There's only one player in the WNBA that's shooting that shit, and it's Caitlin Clark. It is genuinely Caitlin Clark. She's able to get downhill. She hit the big free throw. Like, that is a good steal by her. Let's run in the layup on Tash Cloud. And, like, Tash did a really good job there on defense. But, like, Sloot has no answer for, oh, let me go and hit KK run through. KK should have dunked that, but still. Like, this is one of those things where I'm going to talk a little bit about it now anyway, with just how she was being defended. But, like, every time she sees Camilla on her, she's running it back. She's Nash dribbling, shooting a 3. Like, even late in this game, like, they got it close, and it was a lot of Caitlin Clark that got, like, that is an insane pass. That is an insane pass there. Like, we even got Camilla trying to step up. Oh, yeah, let me run the big circle. Let me hit Kelsey Mitchell. Boom. Let's make that a 10-point game. Okay, yeah. 4 minutes go. Let me dribble through, let me hit Kelsey Mitchell, bang. They're leaving Kelsey wide open for Caitlin. Like, I don't think people understand that, like, by ignoring everything, like, by ignoring everything else, we are ignoring the fact that, like, we watched a good game of basketball. We watched a really good game of basketball overall. And we watched an exceptionally good game of basketball from Caitlin Clark. Like, we watched one of the better games of Caitlin Clark's career. And it's her 8th game of 25 points, 10 plus assists, and 5 threes. She did it on 5 of 6 from 3. Like, what was Caitlin's? I know she shot horrendously from 2. Like, we're not... and she didn't shoot particularly well from the free throw line. But, like, her true shooting has to be still been above 60. Was it? Or in and around 60? 67% true shooting. Like, she probably, generated 50 points in that game. On wide open. Who had a better game, Clark or Miles? Caitlin by far. By a long shot. Oh, sorry, no. Sorry. I said Mitchell or Miles. Miles. Jesus Christ, Miles. Miles did against the Aces. Sorry. I thought you said Mitchell. Caitlin had a better game than Kelsey. No, Olivia Miles did it against the Aces. We're not doing that. Like, the MVP tier right now is Aja, slightly smaller gap, Miles. Where Aja, gap but not insurmountable gap, Olivia Miles, tiny gap, Caitlin, Kelsey, even. But yeah, it is. It's one of those things now where everyone just ignored how great a game this was. Like, this is one of the 15 best games of her career. And they play New York, who don't really have a matchup for her. Like, I can see Caitlin or Kelsey just taking over in this game. Like, I can genuinely see her, like, one of those two is taking over. And that's the crazy thing about this team, is it's a fucking two-headed monster. And especially, we saw it in the third quarter. If you're going through Caitlin to Kelsey, I think you're nearly unstoppable. Like, Kelsey is the best play finisher in this sport. Outside on the perimeter anyway. Caitlin Clark is the best playmaker in this sport. And the fact is that, like, when you can be a 20-point per game scorer while being the best playmaker in the sport, it's incredible. I do think Caitlin needs to be a little bit, in the second halves, a little bit more careful with the ball. I want her to throw... I wouldn't care if she averaged 6 turnovers a game in the first half of games, as long as the second half, and especially down the stretch, she was more careful with the ball. But look, it'll come. She's more careful with the ball now than she was as a year. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But, like, over Caitlin Clark's last 8 games, she is averaging 26.5 points per game, 9.3 assists per game, 3.5 rebounds, which is terrible compared to... She averaged 6 rebounds a game as a rookie. And by the way, that's one thing Caitlin Clark's gotten really bad at. She's been a really bad rebounder. Like, she is objectively a bad rebounder right now. She doesn't crash boards anymore. I don't know what it's been since her injury. She's been a terrible rebounder. But, like, 2.3 stocks per game. That's crazy. On near 50, 40, 90 splits. Like, she's killing it. She is absolutely killing it. Like, this is a near guarantee all W first team spot. Like, it's a near guarantee. And we're watching this, and whether it be the WNBA media, whether it be the league itself, it's never the story. They make sure that the story is never about basketball. Because when it's about basketball, Most of these people in the media aren't good enough to talk about basketball. But at the end of the day, like, this was a really good game. And you can try to ignore it all you want, but, like, this was a top tier game from Caitlin Clark. And I get it, like, some people go and, like, some people want to ignore the basketball, but we got to talk about it. Like, today we saw a great performance from Olivia Miles. We saw an incredible performance we saw a good performance from Kelsey Mitchell. And again, Kelsey Mitchell sleepwalks to 28. But this was a superb performance from Caitlin. And she hit the free throw. I know she missed the first one, but she hit the free throw. I didn't even realize this. This is mad. So this is actually mad. According to the rule book, an ejected player or coach must immediately go to the locker room or leave the building. However, because league policy prohibits players from using personal electronic device or posting online until all post-game media obligations are fulfilled, they cannot use their phones while waiting in the locker room. I have to view post engagements. Like, she not only, like, she tweeted plenty of times. She tweeted more than once. She violated WNBA rules. And, like, it's just not really what you want to see now, is it? Like, it's just not what you want to see. Because overall, the way this league is, you are fighting, as these players are, you're fighting so hard to be taken seriously. And you've got players who are fighting so hard to make sure that this league is never taken seriously. Like, when you are they're breaking league rules, and when you're in the locker room and you decide you want to go and tweet. When you decide, you know what, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tweet. I'm going to tweet that the referees were racist. Or at least heavily imply the referees were racist. I'm going to tweet and, like, make sure that this shit all blows up during the game. I'm going to go and do all of that. And it's like, it's just so annoying. And there's a reason why, if I'm not mistaken, this stream is just titled Dijonai Carrington ... Because everything around her turns to shit. Like, she's got the fucking cheese touch. Like, everything. Anything is a disaster other than Jackie Young. Jackie Young might be the greatest player of all time because she has beaten the Dijonai curse. She might be the greatest of all time from beating the Dijonai curse. Like, if you're able to get off the weight of Dijonai Carrington. The team that employed Dijonai Carrington last year was last place. They're in the playoffs this year. The team that employs Dijonai Carrington this year were supposed to make the playoffs. They're near last place. It is a disaster. It is a absolute disaster. And somebody posted saying Steph didn't sub off Caitlin for defensive possessions. She stood off Sophie and said, yep, and Lexi Hull got face cut by Rachel Banham. But overall, it is one of those things where we have now got, every time she does anything, it becomes news. It becomes news. And it's, as Nalissa Smith once said, like, we gotta get the sound. We gotta get the soundboard in here. We gotta get the soundboard in here. I couldn't find it earlier.
Here goes Dijonai.
Here goes Dijonai. And it's always something. And like actually breaking league rules to get on your phone when you're ejected because you want to stir shit up. Like, I don't know. I really, really don't know. It's one of those things now where like the league obviously has to do something, and they're obviously going to do something, and they might be scared of doing anything. But like, I'm being real, Kathy. Adam Silver runs your damn league. She'll cry about getting threats tomorrow. Absolutely, she's going to. Absolutely. Oh, there's no fans worse than the fans in Indiana. Well, yeah, you baited them. It's like, for lack of a better word, it's like showing up to a really Protestant area in Northern Ireland with a Celtics jersey or with a Celtic jersey and expecting to not be beaten half to death as a grown man. Like, it's like going to a football stadium in soccer as an away fan in the home section and celebrating when the away team scores. You are going to get beaten the crap out of you. Like, there are some things, not that it's justified, but there are some things that what you do is going to lead to certain unhinged outcomes, and that is Dijonai in a fucking nutshell. None of it's right. Obviously, if Dijonai is going to get threats from this, none of it's right, and if you are somebody that's doing that, you're just not a good person. But she obviously puts herself into a position where unhinged outcomes are inevitable, and then complains, and then plays victim. It's like, I don't know, if some I don't know, let's just say somebody has an illegal fire on a beach, where if you're not allowed to have fires on the beach, and you jump in that fire and then complain that the fire, you got burnt, and then you blame, like, yes, the person having the illegal fire is wrong, but like, instead of dodging the fire, you ran through the fire. Like, oh, it is what it is. But anyway, like, I can't see her not getting suspended. This is a clear violation of another rule. Even there is like, bring the league into disrepute, but this is like objectively a broken rule. So this is a broken rule. So I don't think I can really complain too much about it. But yeah, it is what it is. And like, I just don't know. I don't know. I would love to never talk about Dijonai Carrington again in my life after tonight, because the Dijonai shit annoys me, and she doesn't bring in enough revenue. Like, this is not funny drama like Cheryl Swoops, Stephen A. Smith, and Nancy Lieberman airing their dirty laundry and posting fucking, see, look at these tweets I said. This is not even fun drama. It's just annoying drama because Dijonai is going to Dijonai. It's just annoying drama at this stage. But yeah, Caitlin Clark's tech was rescinded. Duh. Some say their tech was rescinded, but its service purpose to galvanize white people against black players in support of Caitlin. What do you mean? I don't know what race the referee was, but no player did anything to Caitlin other than Tash Cloud with a very minor foul that the referee ignored. So Caitlin Clark drove to the basket. Tash fouls her again. She trips over after the pass and kind of brushes off the referee. And by the way, I have seen this play be made in Ireland. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Circa 2016, Irish basketball. If you know, you know about the player brushing off against a referee call. There's probably nobody that gets this reference, but if you know, you know. There's probably a niche 100 people where a player got fucking suspended for brushing off a referee because the referee said they claimed they punched him. Even though video evidence said otherwise. But like, when you are Caitlin Clark here for this, like the referees here, if you didn't see. So in the referee report, they said what led to Caitlin Clark's technical foul in the third quarter. They said the official deemed that Clark intentionally made contact, therefore a technical foul was assessed. No, you don't. That is a terrible call. If you deem that Caitlin intentionally made contact with you, it is an ejection, no questions asked. Every referee knows that. The referee jumped the gun and teed up Caitlin, expecting that Caitlin Clark was going to say something, and she didn't. Thinking that Caitlin Clark, based on the way her face looked, that she was going to react. Operation Get Caitlin her 8th technical foul was there from the start of the game. And then they came out with this. It says here, how did the official know it was intentional? And they said, the league office will review whether any additional penalty should be assessed. In the referee's report, they as well has said that the league will determine whether or not Caitlin will be suspended for throwing a pass and her momentum bringing her into a referee. The referee's report said that. It is as simple as that. The referee's report said that about the technical foul for Caitlin. I've never in my life seen something like this happen where within an hour the technical foul was rescinded. And then because it was rescinded, people are quoting white privilege for Dijonai's tweet. And now all of a sudden you've got the other side of the mainstream media, those dumbasses that don't know anything about basketball but are sports and political, but no, they're just dumbasses. And they're saying Caitlin Clark's technical only got rescinded for white privilege because of the Dijonai tweet. Therefore, again, Dijonai's tweet causing so much more shit. Dijonai's tweet causing so much shit. And it's one of those things now where the referees really effed this up. And like Caitlin Clark's tech getting rescinded that quickly. I also love how she pulled a Taurasi. I do love how she pulled Taurasi. If you guys don't know, in Taurasi's last season as a pro, Taurasi got a tech and it was for her suspension. And they asked, they were like, oh, your team set the record for the most techs, and she just laughed. And then they were like, okay, but you're going to be suspended for the next game. She goes, no, I'm not going to be. It's going to be rescinded. I'm playing next game. And then Caitlin, when she was asked about the tech, said this to Holly Rowe.
Technical foul. I know that can lead to another suspension. What are your thoughts on what happened?
She said I ran into her. I've already watched it on the tape, so we'll let the league decide, but it wasn't intentional or anything. So I'm hoping it's getting rescinded, Holly.
And nothing was said. Nothing was said.
I'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay.
I'll see you on Tuesday. Yeah, that is a more diplomatic version of what Diana Taurasi said. And yeah, look, it's one of those things where I don't think the league, these referees could have done a worse job on this. Even in this response, saying it says whether any additional penalty should be assessed. So they doubled and tripled. The referee's last 2 minutes report doubled and tripled down. Well, last 2 minutes report doubled down on Caitlin Clark intentionally hitting the referee. And if that is the case, I'm being very clear. Caitlin should have been tossed. It's as simple as that. Obviously, it's not intentional. Like, can we be very clear? Caitlin Clark should not have been teed up. This tech being rescinded immediately was the right decision. Very clear. It was very, very, very clear. And they came to the right decision in the end. But the referee legitimately messed up everything. Like, you absolutely cannot claim that a player intentionally hits you and keep them on the floor. That is a bad refereeing call. Objectively, there's no way Caitlin gets assessed a technical foul. Unless your goal is, we're trying to give Caitlin a technical foul and we want to suspend it. And I tweeted out, 1 minute into the game, Operation Get Caitlin a technical foul is active. 1 minute into the game, you could tell they were trying to get Caitlin fouled out. Or teed up. But yeah, look, it is it's just a very, very annoying situation here. But yeah, like, I actually just hate the refs in this league. I think they're pathetic. I think they're terrible. I think they don't do a good job. I think they escalate situations rather than de-escalate situations. Thank God they didn't toss Dijonai Carrington, which should have been the right decision, but Dijonai Carrington had to go and post on fucking Twitter. Yeah, it is what it is. So these refs are horrific. These refs are absolutely. The ref thought she was the birthday. Yes. The ref, in fact, did think that she was the birthday. That is the best way of describing that situation. But anyway, I'll see you guys. Like, the worst part is we all knew it was going to happen. Like, we all knew what was going to happen. But yeah. I can't believe ESPN said Dijonai was better than Phoebish. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I am exhausted. I'm going to record one more video and I'm going to bed. It is 5:04 in the morning. I just had a bit of adrenaline. And that is not the right thing to pull up. So yeah, Sophie Cunningham responded to the Dijonai situation, and look, I gotta be very clear. Sophie Cunningham is going to. She very rarely is going to lie, but she's always going to throw gasoline on the flames. She's never going to. Sophie Cunningham's never going to make a situation any better. Hey, whatever you want to say about Sophie Cunningham, she's throwing gasoline on the flames every time. She is not making she's not being silent in any way. And someone saying a CBS reporter, yeah, we know who that guy is. I'm not sure. Genuinely, I'm not sure that guy knows the rules of basketball. Like, he's one of those reporters. Again, I could be very wrong, but based on what I have heard, based on what I've seen from him, I have no way of confirming that he knows the rules of basketball. But Sophie Cunningham, clearly, I think it was unnecessary. I've never really spoken to her and have no beef with her, but I guess she has some pent-up stuff, so get your shit off. That's fine. I can take it. Yes, yeah, it's intentional. She wasn't even on the team. She has no reason to be doing any of that. So good way to get her kicked out. I don't even know her. She wasn't even on the team last year when all that was going on. But I do think people play at fever. We're nationally televised. There's a lot of eyes on us and people want attention. And that's her just trying to get attention. I mean, I wasn't even upset. I popped up. I'm not going to let anyone just do that to me. I think everyone knows that. I think that's why she did it, because she wants the attention. I mean, shit, like, people have started craving attention. I mean, this is pot calling the kettle black. Like, I like Sophie. I like that Sophie's on our team for the basketball reasons. I think she's a good player. She got a player toss today. Like, even though her plus minus was horrendous, didn't have a good game. I think she's been a really good player this season. But say, go get it somewhere else. Go do something good in the world. I don't know. Yeah, I popped up and KK had my back. Look, I've got to be very clear. It is pot calling the kettle black, saying people are doing things for attention. Like, look, whatever you wanna say about Sophie Cunningham, like, she very clearly does a lot of things for attention. Like, Sophie Cunningham in most scenarios is doing things for attention. Like, it is what it is, but she's not wrong. For lack of a better way of describing it, it takes one to know one. It takes one to know one. Like, Dijonai saw the dollar signs. She saw the dollar signs. And with seeing the dollar signs, she took out Sophie. She saw all the love she was going to get on social media. She saw all of the hype she was going to get. She knows how much hate Sophie was going to get. Because you better believe, if that was Kelsey Mitchell running, she wouldn't have caught Kelsey Mitchell. But if that was Lexi running in that layup, or if that was Ty Harris running in that layup, she doesn't even attempt to get back. If that was Sophie or if that was Caitlin, oh, you better believe they were getting hit in the head. And thank God that this wasn't Caitlin Clark. Thank God this wasn't Caitlin Clark. Because however long this is going to last, and this is going to be worldwide news on Monday, First Take is going to open with this. Don't get it twisted. First Take is going to open with this. So, thank God, though, it wasn't Caitlin. Thank God. Thank God. Like, if it was KK, she doesn't do it. If it was Aaliyah, she doesn't do it. She just gives up the layup. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, that's realistically what she was, doing. And, look, Sophie is in no way wrong. Someone says Sophie threw a punch at her. Sophie did not punch her. Like, this is like derangement, where they're like, Sophie should be suspended for punching Dijonai. Sophie did not punch Dijonai. Dijonai literally walked up, grabbed Sophie, and Sophie pushed her off. Like, what are we doing? People are like defending. People are actually defending a clothesline in the air as not, like, it's a flagrant 2. This is it's the shit that Dylan Brooks did to Gary Payton II that nearly as good as ended his career as a key player in the NBA. Like, that as good as ended his career. Sophie didn't get hurt. Thank God. Or getting bloodied up a bit. But, like, I said it at the time. I said it as it was happening. As Dijonai was running, I was like, Dijonai's going to tackle her. On my live, I literally said it. I was like, Dijonai's going to tackle her. I didn't think she was going to go for the block. I thought Dijonai was going to take her out of the air. Like, the way Dijonai was running, like, if you guys don't understand, so we're going to go and we're going to bring out the paint online. We're going to bring out the paint online right here. So we're going to bring it here. And we're going to show you, I'm going to show you guys the half court running. I wish I could find a way of doing this a little bit better, but let's see here. So, 3-point line, basket. So, we have, in this scenario, Sophie Cunningham, who is here, going here. Then you have Dijonai here. So, if you are a defender, and Dijonai is a good defender, and Sophie's going to the basket, where do you try to meet Sophie? So Sophie's running to the basket here. You are trying to run at this angle right here. So you meet Sophie Cunningham at the basket or get into a position where if Sophie's ahead of you, you might be able to get a block shot. Dijonai, as Sophie's running, is running at Sophie. She's not running to a point. She is running at Sophie. Her goal from that start appeared to be attacking Sophie Cunningham. She saw it. She saw the dollar signs. She saw the dollar signs. And Sophie Cunningham, for everything she said, like, she's not lying here. Again, would the world be a better place if Sophie Cunningham didn't say this? Yes. She's not lying, though. It's one of those things. She's not lying. Whatever you want to say about it is that she's not lying. And it is annoying, but Sophie knows what's going on. She knows the narrative. She knows what other players think. She knows what other players are doing. She's not afraid to speak her mind. And as a fan, you appreciate that. But as a, like, there's no way that her saying this helps her team in any way. But at the same time, like, you better believe, like, Caitlin and Sophie were waving off Dijonai. Like, you better believe that, like, the actual, like, people, like, her team have her back. She welcomes the conflict, yeah. But a lot of times she gets other players involved in that conflict, which is not an ideal scenario, let's be real. But thank God this was Sophie, not Caitlin, though. Thank God. But the last thing I do want to show is I actually want to go over. I love how trying to get into ESPN is literally I have to go through the Lexi Hole first. So yeah, in today's game, I thought Tyler Marsh, like, Caitlin Clark had one of her better games. I actually thought Tyler Marsh did a really good job on defense today. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they kind of guarded Caitlin in this scenario. And I did feel like Tyler Marsh, given the fact that he does employ Camila Cardoso, I think he did a pretty good job because it's difficult to employ Camila and stop Caitlin. It really is. And I think this is probably the best job any Sky team has done in the Camila Cardoso era. So in these scenarios here where Caitlin is, they kind of played a bit of flat hedge with Camila. So like if Aaliyah's come up for the screen, in these situations, kind of Camilla's dropping to like here and Caitlin's kind of coming off. They're fighting over and trying to get back. I do feel, but like they didn't run much pick and roll, the Fever, in any way. So basically what they did was, whether it was Dijonai, whether it was JC, whether it was Hawkes, so a lot of the Fever's offenses start off with some form of Caitlin to Aaliyah pitch pass. Caitlin comes down, screens for Kelsey Mitchell, and then kind of cuts down and then gets another pin down and comes off this. In all of these scenarios, Caitlin Clark was denied. They went like full denial on Caitlin Clark. They kind of dared Caitlin Clark to cut to the basket. And Caitlin Clark got zero. Like 0, like open cuts. So they went full denial with Caitlin off the ball. Assuming that, look, if she is going to beat us, she needs the ball to beat us. And at the same time, this is basically what they did in a lot of scenarios. So, saying she's suspended, I'm going to change the title. Wanted to suspend apologies. It was true at the time of posting. But so basically what they were trying to do was to get Caitlin into the paint. And what they were doing with Caitlin in the paint was they were putting body, 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 body. They were collapsing hard on Caitlin in the paint. And what they were trying to stop was Caitlin getting into here and reverse pivoting. So if you've got 3 bodies and 1 body here, Caitlin can't just catch it and reverse pivot and kick. So they were trying to funnel Caitlin into those turnovers. And what it did was it generated an awful lot of wide open KK. Like wide open KK layups. Wide open skip passes to Kelsey Mitchell. Wide open getting into Kelsey Mitchell here. Wide open getting into Aaliyah here. What they wanted to do was they wanted to stop the easy outlet to here. This player covers that. The easy kick out to here or the easy kick out to here. They wanted Caitlin to throw difficult pass. Or if a player cut through, they live with it. They live with that scenario. When Camilla wasn't on the floor, when Caitlin was coming off some ball screens going towards this way, they blitzed hard. Like they blitzed real hard. And not only did they blitz hard, when Caitlin got to this scenario, this position here, when she got to the wing, they went into trap. So in a lot of scenarios, they kind of go into flat hedge, and it's just kind of a flat hedge. The Chicago Sky actually went into full trap mode to not allow Caitlin Clark to get the ball back to here. There's a couple of times where, especially there was one in the second quarter, where when Raven was on the floor, where Caitlin comes off a screen this way. I can't remember who said, I think it might have been MAJ. Someone set a screen here and Caitlin goes to here. And Raven's standing here. So Caitlin goes and gets the ball to here. And she's being full trapped off the screen. And it wasn't there. The trap was here off the sideline and here. But because Raven Johnson was clueless as to what's going on. So MHA, I think, got to here. She turned it over at this stage. MHA is here. So Raven, what she should be doing is, because the area for her to break the pressure is out here, Raven Johnson was just clueless as to what's going on and standing in the opposite wing. Should have been darting towards here. Caitlin turns it over to get 2 buckets. So what they were kind of doing on a lot of these scenarios, they were trying to trap Caitlin in this scenario here, where she can't throw the pass to here. She can't throw the pass to here because there's players, and hoping and praying that the Fever players don't get to this position here where Caitlin can just throw an easy outlet. But what they were giving up in that scenario was wide open layups. Like KK just trailing, wide open. KK cutting, wide open. If at any stage Caitlin is able to beat this trap when they were running it, it was wide open. They tried to funnel bodies at Caitlin. They really did. They tried to use their hands. They tried to get some steals. They tried to funnel Caitlin into turnovers. When Caitlin had the ball, it seemed like they were willing to let Caitlin almost not do what she wanted, but it's like, we're okay with Caitlin getting 15 assists if she gets 7 or 8 turnovers. And I feel like the tactic worked in certain lineups and it really didn't work in other lineups. So I felt like that tactic really, really worked when it was Caitlin, Raven, MHA, Mo Billings, and Sophie. Like, because you don't have Aaliyah or Kelsey as bailout passes. You don't have KK as a hard roller to the basket where you can throw it high and KK's athleticism is going to get it. You don't have a screen or someone who's a threat in the pick and pop. So Caitlin can just go one screen and just launch it over. Throw the kind of lob pass to Aaliyah Boston with Maisha Hines-Allen. So I felt like in this specific game, in that lineup, what they did worked perfectly. And I do think the Caitlin by herself lineup, what the Sky did in a lot of scenarios where we're just holding traps and the only pass out of it really being here might actually be something that teams might start to look at, because the blitzes don't work. But it is one of those difficult things where it's like, if you're holding a trap, and it doesn't work out, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. If you hold a trap it better work. So, like, in terms of the timing, like, I do feel in general like the Indiana Fever have a like, I think they've been okay. Like, they've been okay with like with getting Caitlin in the right lineups, and I just thought that those lineups were very poor today. The MAJ Mo Billings Sophie lineup was horrific, and I felt like there was quite a bit of Raven problem as well there. But yeah, it's a really tough one to do. Like, stopping Caitlin Clark, like, we've seen Cheryl Reeve do it differently. We've seen so many teams do it, guard Caitlin in a different way. And it really is about, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark, is she's not one of these steady players. She's not a player that's a Paige Bueckers, who most scenarios is just going to be steady. She's not safe. And as a coach, your job is, because if Caitlin Clark's able to take over a game, you lose. Like, you lose. Every single coach knows that in this league. And it is now a case whether it's like, okay, what the fuck do we do with Caitlin? Like, do we over-respect her? Do we blitz her? Do we try to force into turnovers? Do we try and make her a scorer? Do we try and make her a pure passer? Every single team has a different way of guarding Caitlin. They guard Caitlin different ways in every single time. And it was an interesting way, because I'd never seen Caitlin Clark be funneled into, be almost collapsed on and funneled into the paint. And if nothing else, like, we saw Kate at one stage, Caitlin generated 8 wide open layups and 7 of them went in. So, like, they weren't really guarding, like, should we get open layups? But anyway, yeah, that is the video. I will see you guys. I'm going to bed. It is 5:23 in the morning. I may not record another video tomorrow unless someone gives me a reason to. I will see you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bye.